Hey everybody, I want to show you a new oxidizer that I just finished building today. It didn't take very long, but my old oxidizer I have still works great. However, some folks were having some problems with the element burning out. But I just want to let you know that this is the battery that a lot of people were contacting me with and saying that they were using a big deep cycle marine battery. This is the battery I use. And I do apologize, I should have told you all in the video. It was a smaller battery. It's a 13 amp, actually no, it's a 15 amp hour battery. But anyways, so I made a new one so that way I can kind of show you. It's not very hard. You don't have to have any big machining tools to get it done. You don't have to have any special tools. So anyways, I bought a 3-foot long section of 5/8 inch thick by 1.5 or 1.25 inches wide piece of aluminum bar stock. I cut this section here at 2.5 inches long. Then what I did was with this glow plug, let's see if I can get it out of here. It's really seated in. So I cut this glow plug deep enough, the hole deep enough, so that way the heating element, which is the black part, sits in there. And then I cut an additional 1/2 inch so that way the collar sits in there, because the heating element is not really what needs to make contact for power. It's just the heating element. This is what needs to make contact with your aluminum, so that way you have the cycle of power. So this is the negative, this is the positive, and this is where your actual bridge connection comes into handy, or comes into play. So you can see that hole there. There's the collar and the initial pilot hole, which hopefully will work well. Let's get that back in there. There we go. So anyways, so then what I did was, I don't have any end mill bits or any fancy machining bits, so I just took the drill bits that I had laying around the house here and my drill press, which is right over there, and just drilled myself 4 initial holes and then went in with smaller bits and tried to clean it up a little bit. Now this won't pass any fancy machining tests or anything like that, but you know, as you can see, the testing initially worked. So then I drilled a 3/16 inch hole into the side of the aluminum here, and then I tapped it out with a quarter inch threaded tap. Then I hooked a negative onto a wire connector here and wedged it in between these two nuts right here. This is the positive. I just put a paddle connector here and put it on the end of the glow plug here. And I just cut some pieces of wood so that way I'm able to sit it right on the beehive ledge, and it's pretty sturdy, so that way it's just not relying on the width of this for stability. So all in all, this took me just a few hours to do, you know, coming in and going outside and doing other stuff and coming inside and you know, fiddling with it and everything. So alright, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and test this, and we'll put my phone over here and we'll time it. Now my initial tests with this being clamped in between 2 blocks of wood like this and then clamped into the table vise here, I was getting about 3 minutes with full oxidation. Now this will hold just enough to do about 2 grams, and then you'll be able to fully oxidize or fully vaporize your whole entire hive. Now some people will put a little bit more than 2 grams in there and then just watch for the lid, watch for vapors to come out of the lid. That's usually what I do. I'll put about 2 grams in here and I'll just watch for vapors to go in or come out of the lid, and then once I see vapors coming out of the lid, I'll just go ahead and unplug it. So alright, well, let's go ahead and get this sucker all set up and ready to go. Alright everybody, well, this should be finished here. Got this loaded with 2 grams of oxalic acid. I have everything wired up, holes tapped. The only thing I need to do is just zip tie the wires just so they're nice and clean here. But anyways, got my timer going, and let's go ahead and get this sucker plugged in. Alright, well we can hear the glow plug working in there. So let's go ahead and get our mask on. Alright, we're at 1:17 seconds and it's now starting to sublimate here a little bit. It's now heating up. And we now have a boil at 1:30 seconds. And I don't know if you can see the nice vapors, but we're getting some nice vapors. And we have full oxidation here. 2 minutes. We're at a full go with these fumes. So I figured that by the end of 3 minutes, I should be able to see plenty of vapors coming out of the top of the hive. And this should be ready to go to the next hive once I'm done. Wonderful. Alright, we just have some leftovers working. We're at 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Alright. Well, I think that is a definite success there. Alright, well, it's going to keep going here. I'm actually going to unplug this because I don't want to fill my garage with too much stuff here. Oh yeah, you can see it's definitely getting packed in there. It's going all over the place. Alright, well, what do you think? You think that's a good enough success? So at 3 minutes and 10 seconds we had all of this here, which was nice. Alright, well, we were fully oxidized here. That's wonderful. So grand total is the aluminum block was $7.99 on Amazon. The glow plug was technically free for me, but it's $10, $8 to $10 depending on where you go. And the threaded rod was $2.99 at Home Depot, and this cord right here was $1.80 at Home Depot. Just simple lamp cord. Wood was laying around, so that was all just sitting around here. So this goes to show you, for under 20 bucks, just about 20 bucks, you can go ahead and make yourself a nice oxalic acid vaporizer. So what I'm going to do is, we have this big old battery here that we're testing. What I'm going to do is, once this cools down, in the next, maybe like tomorrow, I'll come out here and test it. But I want to see how long it takes with that small battery, because I don't really want to haul this big one out to the beehives. So we'll see what we have to do. Alright everybody, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. You know what to do. Hit the thumbs up button and leave your comments below.